All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome to quarter two. Today we're going to talk about changes during old age, part B. This is for our unit lifespan development. So objectives and standards to identify how people adjust to old age and analyze mental functioning and changes that occur in old age. And just take a brief moment to look over the standards there, please. And our desired result, remember, this is the question you want to include in your weekly summary chart. What cognitive changes occur that can impact older adults? So the adjustment to old age. Many older adults find adjusting everyday life difficult since they feel loss of control over their environment, like their home life or their personal life, and their self-image or how they view themselves can decrease, especially when they're unable to maintain what they value most, like good health, keeping family and friends, maybe keeping their privacy. For example, maybe people, when they live in a nursing home or some type of other elderly care facility, might feel like they've lost their sense of privacy that they had in their own private home. Leisure activities, like maybe some older people enjoyed, playing tennis or bicycling, and now they're not able to do that anymore. And even work, again, people struggle with having to, not work anymore. Now, loss of control can include internal things, like we said, physical health or illness, or external things, such as moving to a nursing home. Many older adults do not want to give up their homes and be forced to move to a nursing home, but sometimes that is the best option or most available option that will help keep them safe and secure. Now, some people are able to adjust to older age, and they are able to build a positive image of themselves. I don't want you just thinking that all older people have this negative image of themselves. And again, I'm sure this fluctuates as well in older age as well. So society must make basic changes to help support older people adjust. Many older people help support themselves by joining organizations such as the American Association of Retired People, or AARP. And these groups then work to speak out and lobby government for changes. And since the population of adults age 65 and older is rising, society must take their views and concerns into account. So mental function capabilities. So functions of mental capabilities in older adults can change. So one thing that we've seen with cognition and intelligence is as we get older, sometimes it can decrease. And older people may not score as well on intelligence tests as younger people do, but doesn't mean they lack mental capabilities. Part of the reason older people don't score as well is think about this, or think about your own grandparents. When you take the Keystones or PSSAs, for example, your grandparents or older adults may not do as well on those tests because they're not used to them, not used to the layout, where you would do better on them because you're used to the layout, you know somewhat what to expect in those cases. So think about that when we talk about this. That's why some older people may not do as well, because they're not familiar with it, where you as a younger teenager or younger adult are familiar with it. Now, there are two types of intelligences that were proposed by John Horn along with Raymond Cattell. Now, Horn proposed there are two types of intelligences. The first one is the ability to use accumulated knowledge and learning in appropriate situations is known as crystallized intelligence. The ability to solve abstract relational problems and generate new hypotheses is known as fluid intelligence. So that's the two intelligences: crystallized intelligence and fluid intelligence. So fluid intelligence will decrease as older people age, since the fluid intelligence involves a lot of the nervous system, and since we know that the nervous system declines as we age, fluid intelligence will decline as well. However, crystallized intelligence improves with aging and experience because older people typically have, more knowledge about certain things, like, maybe how to fix things in their house, or how to take care of their money, manage their money better. And that's not to be rude to younger adults or younger teenagers, but older adults have more life experience, so they know how to manage their money more carefully, possibly. They understand what makes a relationship work, because they have more life experience. So their crystallized intelligence will improve with age and experience. Now, there are some mental health diseases. There's a small percentage of older adults that will develop senile dementia. Now, senile dementia is typically characterized by memory loss, disorientation of time and place. So again, not maybe knowing where or when they are. So they may not know, the day of the week, or they may think it's, December when it's really June. They may not know, they're in a hospital when they're really, when they might not know they're in a hospital, when they might think they're at home. They have forgetfulness, decline in the ability to think, impaired attention, difficulty in relating to others, and sometimes they can have an altered, altered personality. So they may not seem or act like themselves. Now, there are some forms of dementia that are treatable while others are not. And one of the most common forms of senile dementia is Alzheimer's disease. Now, it is the 8th cause of deaths among U.S. adults, and it affects about 4.5 million people. Now, it is a neurological disease that is marked by gradual deterioration of cognitive functioning. Now, there are early signs of the disease, such as poor judgment, forgetting frequently, maybe a lot of times it includes forgetting people's names or not recognizing maybe somebody in a picture. An increase in irritability. Obviously, they become upset or frustrated with themselves when they can't find maybe their glasses because they put their glasses down somewhere and they can't find them easily. And even social withdrawal. So maybe not wanting to be around other people. Alzheimer's patients, sadly, will eventually lose their ability to comprehend even simple questions, and sadly, not be able to recognize their family and friends. So eventually, it does come to this very kind of sad point in their lives that they will eventually need constant supervision, with most likely including trained professionals, most likely in a facility. Now, patients really die from the disease, from Alzheimer's disease, but the weakened states, and so since they're so drained and just their mental capacity is just drained and their bodies are weak, this leaves them vulnerable to other problems. So again, Alzheimer's disease does not technically cause the death, but it can cause other problems to happen that will lead to death. And again, Alzheimer's disease is still not fully understood today, and the causes are very complex. We don't know what causes it. It could range from genetics to certain life events, and again, there are really currently no cures for the disease. Okay, so our closure. What cognitive changes occur that can impact older adults? Think about some of the changes in society that can impact adults. Think about some of the mental changes and mental capacities that can change, and also some of the diseases out there that impact older adults as well. All right, remember to include this answer in your weekly summary as well. I hope you have a great rest of your week and a good day or night. Let me know of any questions or concerns, and I hope to talk to you all soon.